Hi everyone. What I'm going to talk about here is, you saw the video I did on the stove, right? And I thought I'd just sort of expand on that. In these times, every dollar counts. And you can actually increase the power of your dollars by going to the used market for just about everything. What I mean by that is that, well, let's first take a look at how you get a dollar. You work at your job, and you get paid an hourly wage or salary. It doesn't really matter. But let's just, for simplicity terms, talk about you make $20,000 a year, $40,000. Oh, let's take $40,000 a year. Well, so you make $40,000 a year. You're going to lose half of it in taxes. All the levels of tax, federal, provincial, or state, or municipal, sales taxes, it's going to suck up about half of everything that you make. So basically, in order to clear a dollar, you have to make two. So you got $40,000 now. After all the taxes are paid, you've got about $20,000. Now, out of that $20,000, you have to pay your rent or your mortgage, car loan, there's telephone, cable, internet, all the various water, heat, lights. It starts to add up pretty dramatically. Now, so there's certain things you have to buy. You have to buy food. You have to have heat. You have to have lights. Those things. There's not much you can do about that. So what's left is what you can use to purchase the things that you need to live, other than food. I don't class food in this because it doesn't matter what you make. You got to buy food. But as you saw, I bought a stove. Stoves of the quality that I bought usually run at around, $500 to $600, somewhere around there. I paid $75. And when you factor in the tax factor, delivery, and so on and so forth, I paid about 12.5 cents on the dollar for that stove. Well, that type of thing you can do with just about everything. You can do it with your cars. You can do it with a car, truck, tools, as I've talked about in tools, and so on and so forth. You can increase the value of your dollar by going to the used market. You go to the used market, you buy a stove, a fridge, Chesterfield suite, whatever. You got to get over you have to get over the new thing. I want new. Well, it'd be great. If I had $100,000 I could piss away a year, I could buy new everything, and I probably would. But I don't have that. And so if I need a stove, although I could go out and buy the $600 stove, I'd much rather pay $75. So it's not brand new. It's not the state of the art. I'm just cooking food. Now, if you're the kind of person that has to have the new, you've got to be the trendsetter, so on and so forth, well, turn this video off now. Because, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking with the people who actually want to make their money work for them, right? So that they can live a decent life without, because it's hard. It really is. The tax burden on us, right? So those bastards can live the life of Riley. I mean, it is hard. So when you need something, consider flea markets, yard sales, Craigslist, Kijiji, the buy and sell papers, the classified ads. It's absolutely amazing. You buy things cents on the dollar because there's a lot of people getting rid of stuff because they want to buy new. So I have a friend. Every year he takes his entire clothing wardrobe. His wife gathers it up. They take it into the Salvation Army, and then they go to Sears and buy new. What kind of strategy is that? Right? I had a member of my family she was older than I was, and I don't know if you guys remember that song, Secondhand Rose, Barbra Streisand did. And that was a propaganda song to get people to stop buying used. And it's Secondhand Rose. And I've heard this older member of my family quote that song, why she couldn't buy. Because she grew up in the Depression, and all they had was used stuff. And she didn't want any used stuff at all. Everything had to be brand new. They had more things. Man, they had the debt they were in and the money that they spent was unbelievable. And they're not alone in this, right? I looked at this and I said, man, there's something wrong there. Although I have done the full retail thing once or twice, a little more than once or twice actually. But today, when I go to buy something, if I need something, I don't buy new, right? I buy the best I can get on the used market. The stove I got is excellent. You know, when you get a stove and a freezer, right? $75 for the stove, $80 for the freezer, delivered. Boy, that's a good deal. That is a damn good deal. Right? So forget the retail market, the new retail market. Forget that. Go after the you need something, go to the used market, right? And you'll increase your power. Now, just an example, you can increase the power of your dollar. If you buy at 10 cents on the dollar, you've increased the power of that dollar by 10. So if you've got $5,000, you now are buying at a rate of $50,000. If you do it at 20 cents, you got $5,000. Now that $5,000 can buy the equivalent of $25,000. So you've increased the power of that by going to the used market. Your dollar becomes a powerhouse, or your pound, or your euro. It becomes a powerhouse, right? All of a sudden, it's you are no longer, right? You've used your brain to go and to be able to purchase things, right? As much as it's as much as the convenience of popping down to the box store and laying down $500 and walking out with what you want or what you need. If you delay it a bit, if you search for it, you can get it for cents on the dollar, because there's always people selling. They're moving. They got to get rid of stuff. Like in Kijiji. Like, I bought a fridge there 7 years ago. I bought it new, right? And I bought it new for, I like to say, because it was the latest technology at the time and the most energy efficient. All right. It cost me $500 plus taxes and shipping, so it was over $600. Today, if that happened, on Kijiji right now, I bet you I could go on Kijiji or Craigslist or any of the buy and sell places, and I could find a fridge of similar quality, right, for under $100. I have seen them on Kijiji where they said, fridge 2 years old, come and pick it up, right? Now, some of them or more. Some of them are $200. So you get a $600 fridge for $200. You still increase the power of your dollar. That's all I'm talking about. And all the stuff that I had showed in my yard sailing and stuff like this, it's all about increasing the power of your dollar. Having said all that, I don't think there's much else to say. You can increase the power of your dollar by buying into the used market. It's a real simple mathematical formula. All you need to know, basically, is to make a dollar, you have to make two. To clear a dollar, you got to make $2. One for you, one for the various governments. So that leaves you with the dollar. Now you want to get the best for that dollar that you can get. Go to the used market. You can buy anywhere from 10 to 20 cents on the. My experience, it's anywhere from 10 to 20 cents on the dollar. Right? So you've increased the value of that dollar by 5 to 10 times. Sounds like a pretty good deal to me. Anyway, being eaten alive by flies. Till the next time.